We're glad that you're here with us tonight. We took the month of July off to regroup, recharge, and come back again with a dynamic conversation. So we're going to be doing some things a little different and expanding on some of the things that we've been talking about. But we wanted to make sure, how's your summer going? How's things going? How you feeling? How you breathing? How you living? How you showing up? We're going to give a little more time. I didn't get a chance to send out emails today, but I did send out a few texts. I'm not able to go live on Instagram anymore. They've changed their guidelines. They want you to have 1,000 followers now. So if you're not following me over on Instagram at Iris Inspires, be sure that you following me over there. So that we can go live there. And I guess I might as well go ahead and say, even for the Breathe community on Facebook, it's the same. We need you to go ahead and make sure, if you want to join us in that community over there, please do so. Also, Coin PM, the Center of Empowerment. We are on Instagram. Yeah, we're on Instagram. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. And so we do want you to make sure that you follow us on those platforms, on our social media platforms. If y'all like me, I understand, because I have fought, kicked. Yeah, I have not wanted to do the social media thing. But my mentors, those that are working with me and guiding me, has told me pretty much, you don't have a choice. And in today's market, things have changed so tremendously. And so, you can't even what can you say about it? Things have changed. So make sure you let us know. I put a little note in there. Let us know where you're watching us from. We want you to be a part of this conversation. We want you to be a part of you sharing what you think, what you feel. I just realized let me fix that. I don't know if I can now. I don't think I can. I got the Iris Inspires and Cinema. Anyway, I want to say welcome, 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 and thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight on the first Thursday. So normally we have our Center of Empowerment support groups on the second Thursday and the last Thursday of the month. But tonight, I wanted to personally come on and I wanted to have a little conversation with you and give you an opportunity to share where you are. There's so much going on in our world. So much. And I have gotten a lot of feedback from some of you that will be watching this, that is tuning in, that you're feeling a little overwhelmed, right? Feeling a little overwhelmed, anxious, and for those that come from the understanding and the belief that we do not move in anxiousness. So to acknowledge that you may have a little bit of anxiousness going on may cause you to feel a little, may cause you to feel a little challenged. To have a space, a safe space to talk about where you are and what you're feeling. So with that said, what we're going to do is take a moment while we're waiting for some to come on. I see that I can't always see. Let me also say, I can't always see who is on. So that's why I ask you to share in the chat and let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know how you heard about us. And it helps us with our algorithm. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And if you haven't liked the video, make sure you like. And by all means, share. By all means, share. So again, the Center of Empowerment has their normal support groups on the second Thursday, which is the caregiver support group, and then the last Thursday of the month, which is for the grief support. And we have special guests and we cover an array of topics with you in mind. Tonight, I wanted to start the month off with talking about and sharing what is a healthy space, a healthy, safe space, a healthy, safe brave space. And how do we do that in public, right? It's so much that goes on in public. Uh, on social media, on YouTube, everybody talking about everything. And, we all have our opinions, we all have our insights, we all have our thought processes on it. But where do you go when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling anxious, when you're unclear and uncertain, when you're feeling a little heavy on? Where do you go? Where can you go where you feel like it's a safe space, a healthy safe space, a non-judgmental space? A safe space. And so that's what Iris Inspires TV creates, a healthy, safe, brave space for those to come in and hear, ask your questions, to share. And yes, we do have one-on-one counseling. Yes, we do have private Zoom sessions. But this is an opportunity for you to come in and engage with others that you may be surprised have the same thought process as yourself. Or experiencing some of the same things that you're going through. And just to know and to hear that, number one, you're not alone. We're in change. We are in change and transformation. And we're going to talk about that and talk about the array of feelings that go around with change and transformation. It's not comfortable. It is not comfortable, but it is a necessary journey. It is a necessary process to move forward. I celebrated my birthday last month. There was a time where I wouldn't tell my age. It was a time where, I'm very proud of my age. I think I look okay. And I've been through a few things, particularly in the last 10, 15, 20 years of my life, and particularly the last 5 to 7 years of my life. Been through some things. And I'm grateful for how I understand who God is and how he has sustained me, retained me, realigned me, and reminded me who I am, and that I am the answer to my ancestors' prayers. I am called for this moment, this time, this season for you, if you're in here listening. So with that said, I want to say thank you. Before we go any further though, let's take a few deep breaths. I was given a time for you guys to come on in. I do see some has joined. Make sure that you, by all means, put in the chat. Let us know where you're checking in from. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Pomona, California, in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Pomona, California. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. But what we're going to do is take a few deep breaths. You guys know my anthem is believe and breathe. And then I've added, we have to be sure, what is it that we are believing? What do you believe? Because sometimes we're believing things that's counterproductive, or that not only is it counterproductive, it is not bringing about what we say with our mouth that we want. And it's because we're not clear about it's wrapped in fear, is wrapped in anxiousness, is wrapped in overwhelm, is wrapped in, oh my God, is wrapped in not feeling enough, is wrapped in feeling unworthy. And so we have to get clear about what it is we believe, regardless to what's showing up in life, regardless to how the systems that we exist in, the governmental systems. Hey, got Los Angeles in the house. Thank you, Los Angeles in the house. And so we have to be very conscientious of that, right? What do you believe? What do you really believe? We say one thing, but what do you really believe? So we want to take a pause, because as you know, I believe it is impossible. Not only believe it, I know it from personal experiences. It is impossible to say you love God and you don't love yourself. It's impossible. It's impossible to have a relationship with God and not have a relationship with self. It's impossible. How do I know that? Because you have to know that God resides in us. We got Rancho Cucamonga in the house. Hey, thank you. You got to know that it resides in us and is our barometer. It's our GPS system. It's in us. It ain't out there trying to get to us. It's in us. And most times we can as we allow ourselves to breathe. Uh, Irvine, California in the house. Hey, hey. When we allow ourselves to breathe and get clear, it allows us, our GPS system, to kind of come in line, to come in alignment, so that our mind, what we're thinking, our physicality, our physical world, and our spirit are in alignment with where we need to go. So let's take a deep inhale. Inhale through the nose. Hold. And on the count of 4, we're going to exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 100. And as you know, I like to move from side, stretch it out, stretch it out. If you've been sitting, if you've been in traffic, if you've held tension, in your shoulders, it's good to stretch that out. Stretch it out. Yes. Come on, take another deep inhale. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Yeah. Is that breath that reminds us whom's and who we are. You're not no junk. You created in the very image and after the likeness of the creator of all life. And what that means is God, the creator of all life, is so vast, is so large, is so non-confined to my own thinking, that it created me, you, and them in his image, and then said, it's good. So come on, take another deep inhale. Hold. 2, 3, and on 5, we're going to exhale through the mouth. 4, 100. 5, 100. Yeah, you should feel better. Does that feel good? Does that feel good? Yes, it does. It feels good. So we do that to set the atmosphere, to release and let go what has already happened in earlier today, what happened before you got on the call, what happened yesterday, what happened last month, last year, last month, whatever happened, when it happened, but allow us to get in this moment, to allow us to be synchronized in this moment. There's over 4 million people in this world. Well, let's say the United States. There's over 4 million people in the United States suffering with anxiety. Over 4 million people. Whether they are aware of it, it has been diagnosed, it's been defined. Anxiety. What is anxiety? Can y'all put in the chat? Tell me what you think anxiety is. What is anxiety? Over 4 million people in the United States is suffering with anxiety, is at an all-time high right now. And then you add to that people of color, American Africans and Latinos, and you add to that, that's 20% as an additional, out of that number, over 20% of the people with color population is suffering with anxiety. What's anxiety? Put in the chat. Tell me, what do you think anxiety is? Have you had experiences with anxiety? Feeling anxious? How about being in traffic? Let me tell you, I don't like traffic. I say, yes, stress. Stress is one of the things. Yes. Anxiety is stress. Being in traffic, California traffic ain't no joke. And when you move out of the city of LA and have to drive in, it just being in back-to-back traffic creates anxiety, anxiousness, stress, road rage is what some of us call it. I have to check myself sometime. How about you? Someone else says feeling of having no control over your life, over the circumstances of your life. That's a good one. Having no control over. Yes, having no stress. And of course, if you feel like you have no control over your life and the things that are going on in your life, that will create stress. It will create anxiousness. It will create the feelings of overwhelm. It has the potential to create depression. The statistics, I don't have them in front of me. We know many people that are suffering with depression. And so and we don't all, like, again, we have not always identified or said that that's what we are dealing with, depression. And what does that look like? We have what we call high functioning depression. And so what is high functioning depression? It means I get up in the morning, I push, I still make it, I show up where I'm supposed to show up, I do what I'm supposed to do, right? But I'm heavy, I'm not really present, I'm not really alert, I don't feel good mentally, I'm exhausted all the time, right? I'm sleeping, but I'm not resting. I'm eating a lot of sugar. I'm trying to find comfort in foods that are not bringing me satisfaction. It gives me a moment of clarity. It gives me a moment of relief, not clarity, but a moment of relief, but not feeling relief. Anybody else want to put in the chat? We have stress. We having no control over. Come on, what else? Anybody else? Afraid? Politics? Come on now, let's be honest. Politics, we don't know what to think and believe, right? We don't know what to think and believe. All we know is 5 years ago, it didn't look like it looks today. All we know, I was thinking about how, I don't know if you guys remember ACN. I forget what the acronyms represent right now. But if you guys remember ACN, we called it the phone thing. And that was back at the top of the century, at the end of the 1900s, at the top of the century. And at that time, they said that this thing right here that we use on a daily, I don't know if you've ever left out your house and didn't have your cell phone with you. You turn around and went back to the house to get it because you realized you needed it, because everything is on this little phone right here, this little thing. And they remember how big they used to be? You see how small they are now? And they have some out now that's even smaller. But they said everything. We was going to be doing everything on this phone. And we was like, nah. They said banking. We was going to pay all our bills. All of our medical would be on the phone. They told us that. And that was with the deregulation of the phone. I think it was the pack bells and whatever the other 5 bells or whatever was going on at the time. And we was like, yeah, okay, right. It didn't seem possible. Didn't seem possible. I said I'd never do certain things on the phone. And let me tell you how I'm doing them today. Because I recognize that if I don't, I'm out of the loop. It's not, and everything is really predicated. The truth of the matter is, it's predicated on ease, making life easier. That's what it's supposed to do. I remember when I worked for Franklin Covey as a trainer, and putting things first. And at the time, we had the handheld devices. It wasn't the phone. It was the PDA devices, and we did our calendars on there. And it was during the time. And what was that? The BlackBerry? Y'all put in the chat. What was that? Was it a BlackBerry back then? I think it was Blackberries. And so we was teaching people how to manage their life and how to time management. How do you manage time, right? Everybody gets 24 hours in a day and 7 days in a week. So how do you manage that when you are juggling so many hats? We are mother, wife, daughter. We are professionals. We're professional caregivers. We're counselors. We're teachers. We're doctors. We're lawyers. We're hospitality. We're all these things. And then we got to come into our home and we wear the different hats that we wear in our home. And so how do you manage all of that? It can feel very overwhelming. Supposedly the phone was everything we do. We have our time management. Supposedly it was supposed to make things easier. And what we have found is that it has created more stress. We go to bed on the phone. We wake up on the phone. We're checking social media. We're checking our emails. We GPS everything. Now we got artificial intelligence. Everything is just coming at us nonstop. So how do you manage that? How do you connect with other people genuinely and find balance? Side note, you look, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Somebody said I look beautiful. Thank you. But how do you balance all of that? Where do we find the balance in that? How do we find the balance? And so what I'm learning is you have to have healthy, safe, brave spaces to, first of all, acknowledge I'm overwhelmed. This is a whole lot. Okay. and I have a lot of responsibility. And frankly, I'm really concerned about what's happening. I'm getting older. Let's come on now. I'm getting older. I thought I would be in a different financial place right now. And what I'm learning now is all the things I thought I had in place may mean absolutely nothing. Take a deep breath, hold, exhale, hold, exhale. So we have to learn how to navigate in this new world. The first 30 years of any century, we see dramatic change and transformation. When you look at the 19th century, you look at the 21st century, there was dramatic change, industry change. And it's the same thing that we're dealing with right now. Political change, traumatic changes that changes life forever. And so then we're talking about now, how do we deal with this? How do we navigate through this? How do we take in what's important? Because everybody got the latest, greatest thing to make it all better. Like me, I'd be like, turn it off. Okay? Everybody got something to say about something. So how do you manage it? And so what I've learned is you got to learn how to still yourself. Allow yourself to be still and breathe and breathe and breathe. Put in the chat, what are some of the things that you have felt overwhelmed in? And you're learning that it's not in your control. There's nothing you can do about it. So you have to just get present to right where you are, right? And what you do have control over. What do you have control over? You got control of your mind, your thinking. You got control over what comes out of your mouth, what you say. You got control over your eyes, what you watch, what you see. You got control over your ears, what you allow to get in your ear gate, your spirit. You got control over that. You got control over what you put in your mouth, what you eat. And all of those areas are mind, what we're feeding our mind, because our mind feeds our spirit, right? What we see, what we watch regularly, what you're falling asleep on, what you're waking up to, what you're driving to. All of this feeds our mind and our spirit, what you're listening to. Who are you listening to? Are you listening to junk, gossip all the time? Because on these social media streets, honey, they got something to share with you. And I think part of it, the truth of the matter is part of it, it's an escapism from our own work life. And we get to look at, be warriors in other people's lives. So it kind of allows us to escape from our own life, right? But I'm going to challenge you to just pause and pay attention, journal, look at what you're listening to, who you're listening to. Why am I letting that in my spirit? Why am I listening to that? Why does that feel good? Why am I eating that? How do I feel after I eat it? It might be satisfying in a moment, but how do I feel once it's digested? Hey, yeah. I've had so many people tell me and share with me how taking that intentional breath has transformed their life, how pausing and really, because we're breathing, we got to be breathing or we wouldn't be alive. But the difference is when you take an intentional inhale, hold, and exhale, it causes your mind, your body to fall into alignment and to get present to right now, what you're really feeling, what's really got you tense here in your shoulders. We wear a lot of tension in our shoulders. The other thing is we have a lot of immune deficiency disease, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, cancer, all the diseases that are infecting our physical body. A large portion I am learning and have learned through my journey, which I will over time share more of that with you in terms of the physical health. is laced with stress. It's laced with stress. It's laced with our diet, the food. The food today is not the same food our parents and our grandparents ate. It's not. I just read recently that they are authorizing, I think it's salmon to be reproduced, genetically reproduce. So you have farm raised salmon, and then you have salmon that is genetically reproduced. And so you figure when we are, I can tell personally, I can tell when I'm eating something uh, like I don't eat sugar and those things. Those things are not a part of my diet. I changed my diet to vegan, and but I can tell when I put things in my body that I have not normally eaten. Thank you. I can tell. And what happens is you feel sluggish. You don't feel good. Your stomach feels queasy, right? It shows up in your joints. Yeah, your joints are tight. You're not moving the same. No, yeah, we age. We do age, but we can tell a difference in how we feel in our body. Okay, so how you feeling? What have you gotten out of what I've said so far? This is a healthy, safe, brave space. How are you feeling about all the information that's being shared with you in social media, in your places of ministry, or the lack of information, the misinformation? How is it making you feel right now? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Share it with me. How are you feeling about your own personal health, your personal finances? Are you scared? Are you very concerned? Are you fearful? Let's talk about it. How you feel? Are you anxious, but you didn't want to say that's what it was? Are you a little depressed? You're eating and sleeping a little more than usual. Thank you. Thank you. Shay says, I am glad you are sharing because it has given me a new perspective. Let's check that. Yes. I'm glad you're sharing because it's giving you share with me. What are some of the perspectives? Thank you so much for sharing that. What are some of what's being awakened? What is it causing you to think about? Causing you to be present with? So let me say this. One of my workshops, I don't like to call them workshops, but one of my workshop seminars are that I have offered over the years. It's called Fulfillment. Full, Full. Yes, your health. Feel, Fill, and then mint, Meant. Fulfillment. Full and filled in purpose. Yes, full and filled in purpose. And one of the things I talk about and that is fear. Fear is at the root of our lack of accountability towards self, our lack of accountability. That's it, towards self. Because when we're not accountable to self, we're not accountable to anyone else. It's impossible. It's impossible to be healthy. We're talking in alignment, healthy, mind, body, and spirit, right? Um, and not accountable. And how do you so fear is at the root of that. We're either afraid of something happening, we're afraid that someone's going to find out that we don't have it all together, or we are afraid that we don't have enough to take care of what we thought we was going to have together, or we're afraid that we're going to leave here like our parents. I know that was a fear of mine. I didn't want to die like my mother with cancer. I didn't want to die like my father. I didn't want to, one of my fears was I didn't want to be divorced like them. I wanted to have a longevity. All of the women and men in my family have had at least one divorce, if not two. And some have had three. So I never wanted to be a divorcee. So those were fears that I had. So I operated, my whole operation, my whole movement was an underlining fear. Truth of the matter is, it wasn't until very recently that I realized that a lot of the pursuit of the degrees that I've gone for. You know, the bachelor's degree I went back to complete in 2016 after 35 years was because I wanted to complete that, and I wanted my son to see that, and I wanted to honor my present, uh, my my parents. The way I am looking at this world, because it is becoming very scary. That's good. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being the way we are looking at this world, because it is becoming scary. It's becoming scary. It's because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have no control over it. We have control on how we prepare. And then sometimes we wonder, even if we have control of that, because how do we prepare, right? We hear, depending on what your belief systems are, and I'm going to get back to talking about the fear. Depending on what your belief systems are, we may feel we need to have a prophet in our ear. And I'm not here to say you do or don't, but what I am here to say that anybody that speaks life into your life, it should connect with your spirit, or speak any kind of word into your life. It should be a confirming word. It should be something that you've already been dealing with, right? Or you've already been thinking about. So it confirms what you have been picking up or reading or wondering or questioning or thinking about. It comes and it confirms that, right? From my experience, our world, how do we deal with that? I think the main thing we have to look at in this world, especially as people, women of color, we come from a longer, we stand on the shoulders, we lay on the shoulders of strong women, of resilient women that have gone before us, regardless of how it may have appeared in your individual families. There's been someone that has shown us the path of resiliency. You, when you look in the mirror, have shown up in resiliency. And so I believe in this season of change and Hey, Monique, how you doing? Sacramento, California, and change and transformation, that it is giving us an opportunity to realign with our authentic self. We've been so out of character, moving, going, doing, that we have not been in connection. Snellville, Georgia, that's okay. Snellville, Georgia is in the house. And so we get to align ourselves. The question, it says, what was the last question? How are we dealing with and handling the change? One of the questions was, what are you afraid of? What has you concerned right now? What has you a little anxious right now? And one person put that the way the world is looking right now, it's becoming very scary. And so we hear so many different voices telling us, do it this way. It's about this, it's about that, it's about the other. And we're not really allowing ourselves to be still and get still with ourselves, to get the guiding of which way, what to do, how to move in this season, what to invest in, what to take time with. And then we need the courage. Somebody say courage. Put courage in the chat. Somebody put courage in the chat. Then we need the courage to do what we must do so that the future will look like we envision. I'm going to repeat that. Then we need the courage to do what we must do in this season, in this time, right now, so that our future will look like we envision. And so what that may look like is, yes, courage. What that may look like is adjustment in relationships, adjustment in our day-to-day activities, adjustments in our work, adjustments in how we spend our money and what we're spending our money on. It may be a season of uncomfortableness so that the future, so that the legacy, so that the generations to come after us really truly experiences a difference, not just to talk about difference. The legacy is not our children and our generations not having to repeat cycles. Somebody say repeat cycles. So we're not repeating cycles that are unhealthy. It's not about good or bad. It's about healthy and unhealthy. Is it healthy? Is it toxic? We do a lot of things out of loyalty and commitment, right? Habit, but it's toxic. And it takes courage. I'm talking from experience, y'all. It takes courage to stop and jump off the railroad track, the merry-go-round, the roller coaster. It takes courage to do that. It takes fellowship with like minds. It takes a quiet time. It takes introspecting. It takes challenging yourself to go beyond what you think you know. Because oftentimes what we think we know is what's hindering us, is what's blocking us from experiencing, right, that next level, from seeing that living, tangible living, the desires of our mind eye, of what we desire, what we hope for. It takes courage and adjustment. Breaking habits takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage and a willingness to do what is necessary, right? It's not comfortable, but it is necessary. It's not comfortable, but it is necessary. It is impossible to get any kind of degree, if that's your choice, in any kind of college, and not discipline yourself to do the work to get the degree. Be it a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, a certification, you're not going to get it unless you do what is necessary, the discipline, right? Put in the work to get the degree. It's the same thing in every area of our life. We're not going to get healthy mentally, spiritually, physically, until we do what is necessary, the discipline, the cutback, or as one of my mentors says, the right sizing, not the downsizing, but the right sizing, putting things in its proper position. It doesn't mean that you don't care, that you don't love. It means just the opposite. You do care and love. And you want to see your family lineage. You want to see legacy. You want to see it come different. You want to experience, if we do these things in life, get degrees and pay our bills and try to lose weight, feel better, see counselors and therapists, because we want to be better. We want to be better. We want our ancestors, our grandparents, our aunts, our great aunts, those elders in our life, right, survived so that you and I could live, so that we can take it to the next level. I hope something has been shared that has uplift your spirit, encourage your heart, cause you to pause, cause you to want to journal. Listen, journaling is a friend. It don't hurt you. It don't judge you. It won't cuss you out. It gives you an opportunity to get it up and out. All righty. Journaling is a friend. Journal, therapy, counseling. A lot of times we people of color, American Africans and Latinos and the like, we don't necessarily believe in counseling. We trust God, we pray, we go to church, and we boot up and show up, and we don't deal with the trauma that we've experienced in our families, the secrets that we've experienced in our families, the toxicity, the hurt, the harm, the words. You know, we used to say sticks and stones may break our bones and words will never hurt. A lie. I don't know where that came from, because words create cycles and behaviors of how we show up, how we feel, whether we believe we are enough, our self-esteem, whether we believe we are enough or not, whether we believe we deserve the best of the best that's been given to us in this life, created by the God of the universe. Okay, the words that has been infused, infected through our ear gate, what we've been called, not called. Okay, it has an effect. And to unpack that, we have to unpack that, because that backdrop conversation can do two or three things. Okay, it can push you forward, it can hold you back, or it can keep you in a loop, repeating cycles, the same thing over and over and over again. You think you got up out of it, and you find yourself about 20 steps back in it again. Like, how in the world did this happen? That ever happened to anybody? Let me know. And that's those words that has infected our mind and got into our spirit and is showing up in our physical world. And so we have to unpack those things. And we get the opportunity. There are different types of counseling and therapy and therapeutic approaches. I'm a counselor, of course, y'all know that. And so I like to redefine it's called redefining. Well, it's not called that, but I'm telling you that's what it is. You get to redefine your experiences. You get to place meaning on it. What does that mean for you? How does that mean for you? And not just saying, that don't mean nothing. They looking whoever they are and them are and this, that, and it don't matter. Watch me do this and watch me. Yeah, that can take you so far. It can. It will. And it will produce some things. Yes, it will. However, will you live in the peace and the wholeness, right, of life? We got a lot to deal with. We got politics, we got government, we got family, we got finances, we got health situation. We have all those things that we have to deal with on a daily. Change. All righty. Come on, share with me in the chat. Is there anything else you want to bring to the forefront? Yeah, the forefront of what you may be afraid of, concerned about. This is a healthy, safe, brave place. We can also bring you on. You want to come on the screen with me? We can do that too. We got a few more minutes before I get out of here. So while you're here, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a little commercial break. And we'll be right back. So there you saw it. We will be returning to our educational mission trip, partnering with Purpose Youth Foundation, March of 2026. So if you want to be a part of that, and you want to learn how you can be a part of that, please do not hesitate to check out Ask Me How. One of the things, two or three of the things, well, four of the things that we've committed to is one, soccer balls. We have the I Am coloring books for kids. And so we will, and it's a Black-owned company that we're getting those from, that we're going to be supplying. So that's a coloring book, soccer balls. We've already been blessed with 20 laptops on behalf of Center of Empowerment that we will be donating to college students. We are mentoring 10 college students. Our first one we just got. I was not able to. I wasn't able. So I will be submitting that to you guys a little bit later. If you're on my mailing, make sure you're on the mailing list so you can get the information. But yes, We have two, three students already that we are committed to. We have a total of 10 that the Center of Empowerment is committing to, and we have three that has been three commitments out of the 10. And so we just received a picture today of one of the young ladies that is receiving support and mentorship from us. And so I wasn't able to upload it in time. So we, Center of Empowerment, we're doing the doggone thing. We're making a difference. We're shifting and changing the trajectory of our lives, of our family legacy. We're connecting, if you haven't noticed, I'm of African descent. So we're connecting with the motherland, and we're bridging that gap. We're building bridges between the motherland and for those of us in the diaspora, where we're making a difference, as well as making a difference right here in the diaspora in the United States of America, more specifically Los Angeles, California. How do we do that? We do that by delivering groceries. We deliver groceries to the unhoused, to the elderly, to those that are suffering with chronic illness and not able to get out. We deliver groceries weekly. And just learned last week where we may be able to pick up an additional day of picking up groceries and delivering. So as you see, we need your help. We need your help. So make sure you go to coinpm.org, coinpm.org. I put the wrong thing down here. Thank you. It is amazing. .org, and learn more about our services and how you may be able to participate. Okay. That's coinpm.org. And we are a 501c3 certified. That's right. What that means is you can do we're 100% tax deductible. 100% tax deductible. So our ways to give, of course, is coinpm.org under donate, Venmo at Center of Empowerment, that's IN, power, POWER MEANT. As you know, we don't do the regular mint, we do purpose, all right? And then give Lafi at Center of Empowerment. Yes, so again, we are about the business of building bridges of hope that goes beyond solutions, long lasting, trajectory shifting. Thank you for showing up, Ms. Shay. I thank you for showing up. It means the world that you were here. Please let folks know about us. Next week, we will be returning the second Thursday of the month. We will be returning, and our topic will be, let me look it up so I won't say it incorrectly, because just because I know what's happening don't mean I always get it right. But let me check it out. Hello. It's on our website, but I want to make sure that I tell you what we're going to. I was not able to do what you call where is it? Here we go. So, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. So next Thursday, professional and family caregivers managing both worlds. That's next Thursday. And then the last Thursday of the month is professional, is how to support your family and friends and loved ones that's grieving. How do we support that? We will be talking about how you can support. So listen, this is how you're invited every week and anytime I'm on live. If you subscribe to my channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you click the notify button. Subscribe and click the notify for all of our broadcasts, our live, our premieres, and etc. You will be notified when we go live. Of course, I will send out as much as I can in remembrance of when we go live, but make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share and click the notify button. That's how we get into the algorithm. And of course, for me to go live on Instagram, they've changed the guidelines and rulings there. You got to follow me on Instagram now. I can't go live unless I have 1,000. I'm not far off, a couple of hundred to 1,000, having 1,000 folks on Instagram, but make sure you follow us there. Again, www.coinpm.org is our nonprofit. We have counselors that we can refer you to. Uh, Yours truly, I am a counselor, certified counselor coach in grief, loss, and trauma, and planning out and getting you into that next level of life and living. Okay. Any other questions, comments, feedbacks, anything you want to share about tonight's podcast? Tonight, I simply wanted to come on and let you know that we's here, I's here, and that this is a healthy, safe, brave space. You get to talk about and share what's going on. With that said, I'm also on Patreon. And I've opened up a specific area in Patreon if you want to learn more about my journey and my walk and getting through cancer, and other things that have been going on in my life personally. We do that on Patreon. So you can check us out on that's Patreon, and that's under Iris Inspires as well. Iris Inspires. So if you know somebody that may has a story of caregiving, of grief, of getting through it, if you know someone, we have our other podcast, Marriage Gone Divorce, and that's where we talk about the journey of divorce, not to bash anybody, but talk about the realities of divorce and getting through it. There is life after divorce, and sometimes we have the belief system that life is over and you sinned and all the other stuff. What is my Instagram? Thank you for asking. Instagram is Iris Inspires. I am Iris Inspires on all the social media platforms. Iris Inspires. Oh, you know what? So we have Iris. Thank you for asking. Inspires. I think I might need to know how to spell. Inspires is the IG. And then we also have Coin PM. I think it's coin_coin.pm. I love the topic and insights you shared. They definitely have been reflecting, and I can't wait to journal tonight. Awesome. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. This has been an awesome session, an awesome time. We come on here and I do this not only just because I don't have nothing better to do, but it feeds my spirit as well. So you showing up, you sharing, and we sharing, it feeds my spirit. Just because someone does a work, most times we get into this kind of work because of our own personal experiences, right? Um, and so, and we want to be a service. We want to see others heal. We want to see us, our communities heal, our families heal, and not just heal, but transform. Because to heal means to put back together again. But sometimes what we need to do is transform in our thinking, so that we know who we are originally intended to be and to walk in. All righty? All right. Again, thank you. Big God bless you. Do not forget that you are the very essence of God in the earth. That means you're not no junk. You are divinely created to create divinely. You are divinely created to create divinely. Each time you pause, inhale, and exhale. Ooh, yes. Every single time. You cannot do that and not be reminded that you're a goddess, that you're a queen, that you're a king, and that you have been sent on planet Earth to make a difference. You are divinely created to create divinely. That means you are not no junk. I don't care what nobody told you. Remember to take your intentional breaths, subscribe, like, and share. And we will definitely see you next week. And check us out. Go to our website. Check us out. All righty. God bless you. And thank you for joining us tonight. Let me partner with you as you walk through this next chapter of your life. Let us unpack the blocks, the blind spots together and get to the next level, your divine purpose in this season. Let's help you shed the weight that distracts from you living in fulfillment. Meet me in my healing space. Confirm with me today. See you next time. Blessings.